Hey everybody, we're coming to you live. Tip-off goes to the Hornets. And a look at the starters for Charlotte. Ball and Miller pair up as the backcourt. Williams is out there with Williams. And it's Okogie in at the 3. Well, Doris, one thing about LaMelo Ball, not many true point guards walking around at 6'7".
BA, the length of a forward and yet one of the most prolific playmakers in the game today. That gives a coach a lot of versatility and options with one individual player.
Clock at 4. Knocks down the long J.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Jordy Fernandez. I talked with coach about LaMelo Ball and what he said to his guys before the game, and he said to me, I just told our guys to be active out there. LaMelo is an energetic, springy player, and we can't let him out-hustle and outwork us. LaMelo is a challenging assignment for any defense. We'll see how this unfolds, guys.
As always, Allie, we thank you. And we're about a minute into the first. Claxton a screen on Ball. Pass to Williams. Thomas, right side. Takes a 3.
Yeah, excellent contest from Miller, wanting to alter as many shots as he can.
The 3 from Ball. And that won't fall for him. He's 0 for 2. Brooklyn has gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. Knocks it loose. And it's the Hornets on the break. Here's Okogie. The wide open shot is on the money.
Oh boy, this guy is dynamic in the open floor. You love when Josh Okogie uses his defense to generate offense. That is nicely done.
Charlotte has gone 2 for 4 from range to start things off. Outside, Williams. Here's Okogie. Thomas defends. This one for 3. And Charlotte another 3.
Well, LaMelo Ball in the catch-and-shoot game. He says, I can get off the ball as well.
The Nets have gone 1 for 3 so far. All right, Grant, when you look at the Nets rebuild, what are you seeing at this point?
Well, they gave up a lot of young players and draft picks to assemble a big 3. And, of course, that didn't quite work out. So now they're in that middle ground, which sometimes can be a little tough. Add to the fact that they're in New York, the fans and media are anything but patient and forgiving.
Now here's Thomas. Will it go? They get it back. And for some reason, he decided to foul there.
Yeah, B.A., that's an odd move. Maybe there's something else behind it. You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
And stolen by Williams.
Terrific anticipation by him, and that's why he's out on the court.
The kick out to Williams for 3. Knocked away. Nets trail by 9. Outside Johnson. Pass to Williams. Thomas outside. There's the screen by Johnson. Cam Thomas, that one's good.
This guy a tough cover for any defender. Creative and assertive scoring the ball.
Here's Miller. Here's Okogie. Thomas defends. Clock at 6. Williams passes to Ball. Tries again. Claxton with a rebound. Claxton's got 5 rebounds tonight. From deep, Melton. And the Nets, another 3.
Such a reliable threat from range. You'd think the defense might key on him a little bit more.
And Ball throws it down.
Always so much creativity to LaMelo's game. Terrific move off the bounce.
Thomas with the ball. He's picked up by Miller. Thomas misses.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
And Miller the bucket on the assist from Williams.
Well orchestrated, and then the pass is right on the money.
Thomas outside. Outside, Williams. And he drives in. Can't hit that one. Some solid defense from Williams. Here's Charlotte now. They're on a 17-6 run. Miller on the wing. Williams defending. Okogie, the pass to Williams. Charlotte needs to get one up in a hurry. Here's Ball. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. And here's Melton. Missed inside.
Boy, that's one he wishes he could have back, especially against soft defense.
LaMelo Ball getting it done for the Hornets. 8 points in the quarter, showing how... Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. A chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for Charlotte.
Yeah, their early focus on outside scoring has paid off. They're finding plenty of points from three-point land.
Yeah, and in addition, their ball movement has really unleashed their offense. Boy, they've been fun to watch.
We've got Sharp, and it's Clowney in at the four-man position. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter. And it's hammered home by Green.
Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish. Lets it go. Russell, that's good. Russell's got his first points of the game. And Doris, some use the term stocks to add up steals and blocks. Chet Holmgren and Victor Wembanyama's stocks are through the roof.
Well, in fact, since the turn of the century, only 5 rookies ever have averaged over 3, quote, stocks per game. Victor and Chet are both on that list. And listen, if you're a passionate NBA fan, you are so excited about these two young men. The size and the skill and the eye-popping things they're doing on a nightly basis. The NBA is in good hands.
Diabate's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Here's Russell. It's good. Russell's got 4 points this quarter.
Yeah, great touch by D'Angelo. Float game on full display.
And there's the screen. Here's Bridges. And it's Bridges with the jam.
Well, this guy knows how to put on a show. Put Miles Bridges in the dunk contest. Did you see that?
Russell, the pass to Sharp. Here's Whitehead. Second quarter here, just over a minute and a half played. Now here's Russell. He's guarded by man. Here's Clowney. Soft touch off the glass.
What you love about D'Angelo Russell, he can impact winning with both his scoring and his passing.
The 6-footer. Here's Jeffries. No points yet. For 3, Bridges. Sharp grabs the miss. Nets trail by 4. And in recent seasons, Grant, almost no team's been hit by the injury bug as much as the Hornets.
Yeah, B.A. I mean, you wonder what they could have done if they'd stayed healthy. They built the team around key players, and those guys have just missed a lot of time.
And Josh Green going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul of the game.
And this kind of selflessness is great to see. Textbook positioning to draw the charge.
All right, for those just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second. Russell from outside. Pass to Clowney from deep. And the rebound goes to Charlotte. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Here's Jeffries. Now man, guarded by Russell. Unloads. And that one's good, man. And the Hornets lead by 6. The Nets have gone 4 for 7 in the second quarter. The 3 from Russell. He drops it from range. Russell's got 7 now in this quarter.
A volume three-point shooter. The coaching staff encourages Russell to fire away.
Man, the pass to Bridges. To the paint. And here's Green from the arc. 2 shots, 2 makes. Off to a good start.
This is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Here's Whitehead. Yet to see a basket. Outside Russell. Good efficiency. He's drained 4 out of 5.
You have the sense that D'Angelo Russell likes to play through contact. This is a tough-minded player.
Bridges outside. And it's Bridges with the jam.
Well, not exactly one of those big, burly power forwards, right? He depends on his leaping ability more than those guys, and it serves him just fine.
Now here's Russell. He's got 9. Releases. Martin misses. End of quarter management here. They can go 2 for 1.
Make the math work in your favor.
For 3, Bridges. Brooklyn with the board. 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Martin. Outside Russell. There's 21 seconds left in the first half of this one. Martin inside. Sharp has the open look. Oh, he buries the 20-footer.
How about the timing? Could be the difference between an assist and a turnover. Nice delivery.
A great job to establish position and square up.
First team foul.
It's stolen. Fast break. Here come the Hornets. Here's Mann. Gets the 3 ball to go. Mann's got 5 points in the quarter.
That pass had to be thrown not only in the right spot, but at the right time.
And so it's Charlotte closing out this quarter with a 7-point lead. Getting lots of great looks, shooting it well. That's why they're up. And don't go far. We'll be right back. We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball left in this one. You know, D'Angelo Russell has been exceptional here, guys.
Yeah, they've done an amazing job of creating room to operate for him. And then, of course, executing.
One of the things every player is after is efficiency at the offensive end. And boy, this young guy has done just that.
On the court for the Hornets. Ball and Miller pair up as the backcourt. Grant Williams out there with Williams. And it's Okogie in at the 3.
That's a shot he'd like back. He's usually going to make those.
Doris, it's interesting, but the Nets franchise has never won an NBA championship.
That's absolutely correct, because their titles came before the merger. Now, since they've joined this league, they did go to the finals for a couple of times. Had Jason Kidd, who was the driver of success, but no championship in this modern era. You've got to see the whole floor. LaMelo Ball does exactly that, finds the open man.
And here's Thomas from the arc. Cuts off the pass. Ball with it. And Melton picks him up defensively. Here's Okogie. And the Hornets, another 3.
Shooting with range is almost something you must possess in the modern NBA. Josh Okogie with the deep delivery.
Boy, they need something to go to regain some confidence.
No question. Way too many empty possessions for them.
Inside. And Paul throws it down.
And he just driving the stake in him there.
He's a guy just never lets up.
Well, you love that he wants to wear out the defense. What a catalyst for his team. Incredible.
Got it.
Probably a play they drew up in the locker room at half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible. And boy, that's a terrific start right there.
And there's a whistle. That goes on DeAnthony Melton. That's his first foul. Here's Ball. 10 points for him. Miller, a screen on Melton. Ball passes to Miller. Outside, Williams. Pass to Ball. Williams, a screen on Williams. There's Ball with a three. The rebound by the Nets. Claxton's got rebound number 8 now. From deep, Melton sinks the tray. Melton's got 6 points. Charlotte leading by 9. The kick out to Williams. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Well, you look at Cam Thomas, Grant. Do you think he has the potential to be a star in this league?
Well, you know, it's tough to say, B.A. He has a lot of talent, especially as a scorer. I think he has to keep evolving other parts of his game if he wants to become a full-fledged star.
The drive by Miller, and that one is stuffed right through.
And that's how Miller can take his game to the next level, by being aggressive and attacking the basket.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Grant, the Hornets are a team hoping to end a pretty substantial playoff drought.
Yeah, it's been a long time since they made a buzz in the postseason, but their return could be closer than people think. A few smart moves here or there might be all it takes. He is just so deadly from out there. You expect that to fall.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Well, Brandon Miller caught some flack when he named Paul George as his GOAT, but PG-13 said, I know what he meant by it. Obviously, I'm not the greatest of all time, but it's about who inspires you. Miller, for his part, knocked backing down and saying, how the league is built now, Paul George is the right person to study for this generation. Brian?
Allie, thanks. Nets trail by 12. Johnson passes to Claxton. And stolen by Williams. Miller with it. Guarded now by Williams. Oh, powered down with both hands.
Oh, yes. 2 loud points from Miller, making his presence felt.
And there's the call on LaMelo Ball. That's foul number 2 for him.
15 seconds.
Just over 3.5 minutes through the third. Sends it home from three-point land.
Where was the perimeter D on that one? You have to guard against all possibilities.
Ball passes to Okogie. They set the pick. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Well, be aggressive and leave, no doubt. Josh Okogie up on the finish.
58 seconds left to play in the third quarter here. The shot by Johnson, no good. Charlotte leading by 13. Ball outside. Pass to Williams. Takes the three. Claxton with a rebound. Claxton's got 11 rebounds in the game. Williams on the wing. Melton against Ball. Fires the three. Williams grabs the board. Williams has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Here's Miller. No good on the three. Miller against Thomas. The three. Pure from three-point range. Thomas has got 10 points now, just in this quarter. Ball surveys the floor. That's a foul called on Cameron Johnson. That's his first foul.
Substitutions on the court.
Here's Nurkic with 1 on the clock. No good on the layup. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'll tell you what, this was a no-brainer tonight. Take a look at the precision on this feed. Couldn't place it any better.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver, and he did just that.
With 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store. They've got D'Angelo Russell, and it's Martin in at the 2. So that's the Nets 5. Hornets leading by 10. Three-pointer, Bridges buries it from 3.
Now you have to extend that defense. I mean, you really have to stay connected to him at all times.
Well, you know this. This is a guy who's looking for his shot the whole time. You have to know who you're guarding. KYP, know your personnel.
And that's how you up the ante. You come right back at it.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Tried to come right back with a three of his own, but it's no good. Martin against Green. Pass to Clowney. Back to Martin. From downtown. Offensive board. Here's Clowney. Outside Russell. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Nets need to get off a shot here. Clowney can't get it to go.
I think he's gone completely dry. Nothing is hitting.
And this is where you hope that he can find something easy so he can see the ball go through the net.
Action on the break has fueled them tonight. They're winning the transition battle.
Well, this is their pace. This is exactly how they want to play. A little fast, a little loose.
Poke loose. Here's Clowney. Green covering. Let's go with a three. Drills it from deep.
And that's on the defense, giving him a decent look. That's his shot.
Here's Green. And it's hammered home by Green.
And staring at a sizable deficit, the defense has to tighten up.
And so it's Russell with it. He brings it up for Brooklyn. Down by 12. Just under 2.5 minutes gone by now in the final quarter. Martin off the mark. Had a chance there to trim it to single digits. The Hornets have gone 3 of 5 since this fourth quarter started.
Not everyone has the green light to take that three in transition, but he does, especially with the defense already set up protecting the paint.
4-3. Martin with the bucket.
And talk about payback. He hits the revenge triple.
Oh, you love to see the competitive fire, a little bit of pride at stake.
Pass to Bridges. Here's Jeffries.
Fourth quarter.
Jacks up a 3. Rebound Brooklyn. Sharp's got 7 rebounds in the game. Here's Russell. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
This guy an effortless scorer. Outside, inside, in between. Dynamic scorer is D'Angelo Russell.
And there's the foul. It's on D'Angelo Russell. That's his first foul for Brooklyn. Claxton, he's checked in for Clowney. Melton comes in for Whitehead. And it's Thomas in for Russell. Ball with it. Now Sharp defending. Shakes him. All in the paint.
There is just such enthusiasm, such a love for the game with LaMelo. Shot after shot going down.
And out of bounds. Charlotte will have it.
And even losing big, you have to maintain composure if you want to avoid embarrassment.
Johnson, he's checked in for Thomas. Fourth quarter of play and over 3.5 minutes have gone by now. Here's Okogie. Yes, sir, and it's Ball with the assist that time. Ball's got 4 assists in the game.
And they were really able to find the mismatches they wanted and exploit those all night. Great execution from the players and coaching staff for the Hornets.
They were the more accurate club, and in the end, that made the difference, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., you have to love their strategy. And even more, you love the execution.
Charlotte leading by 15. Ball outside. Williams a screen on Melton. Here's Ball, and Ball throws it down.
Finishing the game strong. This is how you shut the door on any hopes of a comeback.
No question. They've gotten hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
Brooklyn foul. Martin. First personal foul. Team second.
First one falls for him. The Hornets are in the midst of a playoff drought. Their last appearance was 2015, Doors.
Yeah, B.A., that's the longest active streak in the league, not something you love to be associated with. And listen, like other organizations, they've hit on some draft picks, they've missed on some draft picks. A lot of the problem has been injuries that have plagued this organization.
Here's the 3. Nails it from 3.
And they knew it wasn't going to be easy to win on the road, but they've controlled the pace on this one.
And sometimes when everyone's rooting against you, it seems to bring the unit closer together. It certainly did tonight.
Fires from way outside.
Just showing some tremendous authority controlling the boards. Love it.
Wow, what a performance. And he's not just winning with physical ability, he's winning with anticipation.
But eventually, I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it baked. Kinda like the view with the dice and me, top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat back in the beer. Let him run, let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla. Let him eat
Live on 2K Sports, bringing you and looking at tonight's contest, Coach. Why are both teams so good rebounding?
Well, I'd like to say it's great coaching, Kevin. You know, I can always give those guys credit, but in reality, both teams do have a philosophy to go after the ball, and both these teams have tough, active people who are committed to getting as many extra possessions as they possibly can.
And you can't win in this league unless you can rebound, right?
Well, especially on the defensive end, Kevin, you've got to be able to keep the other team off the glass. At the offensive end, it sort of varies from team to team.
So with Vucevic on the bench, here's the group Billy Donovan has on the floor. Buzelis out there with Zach Collins. Then it's Kevin Huerter. Then it's Kobe White, and it's Ball in at the 1 spot. Now here's Huerter. Pass to Buzelis. Five to shoot. Fires the 3. It's hauled in by Claxton.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Since moving back to Brooklyn in 2012, the Nets, Greg, have won just 2 playoff series.
Just think about the all-stars they've had. KG, Pierce, Durant, Kyrie, Harden. I could name more. The Nets just haven't been able to put it together.
White setting the pick for Buzelis. And the rejection by Claxton. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession. About a minute and a half through the first quarter. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Buzelis. It's hauled in by Claxton. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And Claxton throws it down.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He's one of the best in the business, absolutely. From deep, Huerter. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball.
And Ball sets up his teammates, and when they're open, quick to whip it around. One of the best ball movers in the league.
Now, here's Melton. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Williams against White. Huerter with a screen on Melton. Ball, no good. For Brooklyn, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Kobe White became one of the top candidates last season for Most Improved Player. He says, I always tried to just let the work show. I wanted to prove that I could be a starting guard in this league. I've just got to continue to get better every day, be aggressive, and be who I am. Kevin, back to you.
All right, D.A., love that attitude.
First personal foul. First team foul.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Pass to Buzelis. From past the arc. Rebounded by the Nets.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
Well, the offense has to look for ways to get him easier shots, better selection. You have to be set up for success.
Yes, that goes in. Thomas got 5 points so far.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Buzelis with the ball. Claxton covering. In the corner. Huerter with it. Shot clock at 5. Beyond the arc. Score the basket. His second of 2 attempts.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Thomas against Ball. Stolen by Collins. And here's the fast break. Ball leading the way. White, good.
And I like how White shot it with confidence. He's reliable beyond the arc.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Outside Williams. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Deep 2 from Ball. Huerter with a screen on Claxton. No problems knocking that one down. Buzelis has got his second bucket tonight.
And at his size, Buzelis handles the ball really well, which makes him especially effective in pick and rolls.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Collins. Here's Thomas. He has 5. Claxton sets the screen for Thomas. Collins grabs the miss.
Yeah, you expect him to make those. Good look. Just couldn't find the mark.
Here's White. Pass to Buzelis. Kept alive. Now here's Herter. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. For 3. Goes back up. There's Ball with the 3. Now Buzelis. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. From deep, Thomas. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Thomas got 8.
And that's how to make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered.
Cam Thomas getting it done for the Brooklyn Nets. He notched 8 points. Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And looking at what we've seen so far from the Nets, what do you guys think?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
Yeah, they've looked sharp early on with their offense, getting good chances and converting what they've taken.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Bulls. Vucevic in at center with Williams next to him. Dosunmu is out there with Josh Giddey. And it's Horton Tucker in at the 3. And he makes that one.
And defensively, that's just not going to cut it.
Here is Russell. You know, Stan, I've always thought that your path, kind of like Billy Donovan's, going from the college game to the pro game, both enjoying success, very, very similar paths.
Except for one thing, Kevin. Billy could actually play. I couldn't. So, you know.
Well, you're not being fair to yourself now. Come on.
Billy was a great college player. And I think, Kevin, Billy Donovan's the most underrated coach in the NBA. This guy's a surefire Hall of Famer. Back-to-back national titles in college. And then you look at the consistent success he has had in the NBA with teams. This guy is as good as anyone in the country, heck, anyone in the world coaching basketball.
Well said. Now here's Vucevic. Still yet to score. Drains it from beyond the arc.
Amongst the centers in this league, Vuce is perhaps the best jump shooter, so comfortable letting it fly.
Whitehead's shot is off. Bulls have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Johnson against Williams, and it's Giddey in the corner, and taken away by Johnson. And so it's Russell with it. He'll bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. Here's Whitehead. He's guarded by Williams. Here's Johnson. Outside for Martin. Just 5 to shoot. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Well, when you have a scorer as skilled as he is, you do everything you can to get him the looks he needs.
And let's get your take, guys, on the hustle stats for Brooklyn.
Well, our coaching staff has to be happy with how active they've been defensively, forcing turnovers and making the offense uncomfortable.
And another thing, guys, they've been very active tonight, frequently creating scoring opportunities off turnovers.
Josh Giddey.
The Nets with the lead. Outside, Martin for the 3. Rebounded by Vucevic. The Bulls have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Giddey with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. Williams for 3. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot. Greg, we know about the Euro step, but is the decel the next move that's getting more notice?
I think it is, Kevin, and you can see players have quickly incorporated that into their arsenal. It's been fun to watch, man, and I tell you, it creates some uncomfortable situations.
Giddey with the screen on Sharp. Back to Giddey. And the shot goes down. Giddy's got the lead up to 2 now for the Bulls. Brooklyn's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3-ball here. Martin with a screen on Williams. Johnson, the pass to Martin. Back to Johnson from the arc. Rebounded by Vucevic. The Bulls have gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second. Picked by Vucevic. Horton Tucker, the pass to Vucevic. From outside, off the mark.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
Here's Russell, sharp on the wing. Outside, Martin launches a 3, hits it from three-point range. Martin's got 5 now.
Well, it's a three-point shooting league. Guys like him are so important for spacing.
And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
Look, you can get away with a lot in terms of screens today. But you can't make it that obvious.
Williams a screen. Osumu finds Giddey. The wide open look here for Vucevic. Off target from outside.
Well, the defense catches a break there. You expect him to make those.
And the foul called on Ayo Dosunmu. That is his first foul of the game. And the Nets with possession here. The Nets have made 2 of their previous 3 free throws in today's game.
And if we want to take a look back, they converted about 76% from the line.
So Chicago ends up going with the new group. That one misses. Chicago trailing. Ball with a wide open look. Hands it from downtown. Ball's got his first 3 points of the game.
And Ball is great at pulling up quickly, easily shifting from dribble to that shooting motion there. And there's no hitch in that giddy up.
Nobody near Milton. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
Please direct your attention to center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shot scrum line. They're measuring up the shot.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. The recent history of the Nets. You know, Greg, they're always looking for a big splash or a quick fix to be competitive.
And Kevin, this franchise has sold its future more than a few times, but they always find a way to bounce back. You hope they don't go for a quick fix with this group.
We've got Nicholas Claxton. Cam Thomas is out there with the Anthony Melton. Then it's Williams. And it's Clowney in at the power forward. And that's the group for Jordi Fernandez as we begin the second half.
Assisted by.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded out game.
Here's Clowney. Still without a basket. The 3 from Thomas. Chicago grabs the miss. And a minute played as the second half gets going. Kicks it out to Collins. Here's Buzelis. No good with the triple.
Well, he is desperately trying to get something going, but this has not been his night. They need to consider making an adjustment.
Williams has a screen for Melton. Back to Williams. Over in the corner, Claxton. The 3 from Thomas. Drills the three-pointer. Thomas got 11 points.
Unselfish basketball. That's what coaches love to see.
Here's Buzelis. And the rejection by Claxton. The 3. They get it again. Bulls trail by 3. the jam by White.
Explosive move by White, going right up to the rim.
Hey, Greg, Kobe White has proven he can run the show.
Well, he's more than just a scorer. He's become a quality playmaker with better decision-making. But his biggest improvement has been his efficiency.
Williams, a screen on Ball. Thomas kicks to Williams. 6 to shoot. On the wing, Melton. Takes the 3. Chicago grabs the miss. Collins has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. And here's Herter outside. Buries it from 3-point range. Herter's got the lead up to 2 now for the Bulls. Thomas against Ball. Thomas passes to Claxton. Back to Thomas. Claxton sets the screen for Thomas. From downtown, he scores his 5th field goal. He's taken 9 shots to get those 5.
Guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Well, what I love about his three-point shooting is the spacing that he's adding. It makes things a lot easier for everyone else. Yeah, he's just not himself right now. He's getting decent opportunities like this one, but just failing to convert.
Williams. Back to Melton. Second chance shot. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up. And now it's a 3-point Nets lead.
Well, when you move the ball, you open up the defense. Great job to make the unselfish play.
Ball, a screen on Claxton. Back to Ball. Pass to Buzelis. Over Claxton. And the rejection by Claxton. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. And the Bulls with some changes. There's Russell with the 3. Rebound by Williams. Bulls trail by 3. And here is Giddey. Got a hand on it. And stolen by Giddey. And he bangs it home with one hand.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Well, as a coach, turnovers will drive you nuts, but sometimes that happens when you're aggressive. So there's a balance.
An active competitor, Russell won't go down without a fight, especially around the rim.
Giddey kicks to Vucevic. Back to Giddey. Pass to Dosunmu. Lets it go with the 3. It's good from long range. Dosunmu's got the game tied up here for the Bulls. Outside, Martin. Launches it. Misses the 3. And so after 3 quarters of play, and now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Yeah, and if you have both guards dishing like that and putting up points, wow, a coach's dream.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the 4th quarter. On the court for Chicago to start the 4th. Vucevic in at center with Williams next to him. Dosunmu is out there with Josh Giddey. And it's Horton Tucker in at small forward. 6 on the shot clock. Martin with the bucket.
And guys, all about hard work from this point on. They've worked hard to create that high-quality shot and then able to knock it down.
Here's Giddey. At the elbow, Vucevic. Back to Giddey. Pass to Vucevic. That's good, and so Giddey with the assist. Giddey's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Sharp on the wing. Back to Johnson. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession.
And he jumped out to that ball immediately. Great reaction on that deflection.
Yeah, and you know they're tracking the tips and deflections because that tells you who's affecting the game.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Sharp. Williams comes in for Johnson. D'Anthony Melton, who's checked in for Martin. And Thomas subbed in for Russell. The kick out to Williams. Outside Thomas. Takes a three. Traps in the tray.
Defensively, you can't back off him that much. You don't want to give up easy threes at this stage of the game.
Pass to Vucevic. Buzelis with the ball. The Bulls need to get a shot off. Looking to end his cold spell. It's hauled in by Claxton.
Well, his shot selection's been poor. If I were coaching this team, he'd be sitting next to me.
Johnson dishes to Thomas. Johnson with a screen on ball. The three from Thomas. And the Nets another three.
Well, this is what he does. A proven scorer in the clutch.
Deep two from Ball. At the elbow, Vucevic. Back to Ball. Pass to Vucevic. White setting the pick for Vucevic. And a miss there on the triple. Nets leading by 3. Now Claxton. It's Thomas on the wing. He's covered by Ball. Again, Thomas missing.
Doesn't register as a block, but he did everything you want defending that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
Melton against Ball. Over in the corner, White. Pass to Herter. 4 on the shot clock. Shoots over Melton. Count that one, and the Nets lead has been cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Herter.
Vital basket there. This is just the time, and really just the situation when he looks to take over.
Thomas passes to Williams. Outside for Thomas. There's the 3. Thomas with another miss.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Over to the left wing. Here's Vucevic. Pass to Herter. With the drive. Yes!
Big time basket at a big time moment.
Yeah, don't you just love to see a player embrace that kind of pressure?
The Nets have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter.
Tough to hit that shot when the D is all over you like that.
Pass to Buzelis. Going inside.
Incredible. The rookie Buzelis coming through at the biggest moment of the game. This kid is special.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Paxton a screen on Ball. It's Thomas outside. And the Nets miss again. Here's Buzelis. Claxton covering. Back to Herter. Buzelis sets a screen for Herter. Pulls up. No good there off the double clutch.
And that is the exact time.
All right, David, thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. So...
Well, Richard, these teams... like to slow it down and play their half-court sets.
When you're a young player, that can be a bit frustrating, but when you're a vet, you welcome games like this where everyone can take their time.
So let's take a look at the Chicago Bulls starting lineup. We've got Buzelis. Ball is out there with Coby White. Then there's Kevin Huerter, and it's Collins in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Fearless from beyond the arc, LaMelo has unlimited range and tremendous confidence. Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Now here's Williams. Ball passes to Williams. Williams a screen on Huerter. Okogie. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Left side White. Pass to Buzelis. There's the triple. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
And he doesn't waste any time at all. Buzelis got the ball and just attacked right away.
Williams a screen on Ball. They get the rebound. Williams passes to Miller. The kick out to Ball. Fires from deep. Got a hand on it. Here's Buzelis. Outside Huerter. Pass to Ball. Back to Huerter. Miller against Ball. The three is up. Hornets with the rebound. Ball outside. Williams with the screen. Ooh, and a great move by LaMelo Ball. Ball's got 6.
And Ball makes the intelligent play, using the tried and true pick and roll to create an opening.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Brandon Miller. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
And around 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Here's Buzelis. Comes up empty from 19 feet out.
That is not a bad decision to pull from there. It was just a little bit off with the execution.
Richard, when it comes to the Bulls, they have one of the most committed fan bases in the league.
Yeah, the Chicago fans are for real. The Bulls are routinely at the top of the list for total attendance. Even on the road, there are usually Bulls fans sprinkled in every crowd.
Surefire, one-handed stuff.
Yeah, with his focus, he's not going to miss that. The three from Ball. Drills it from deep.
Mega shot there from the coffin corner. It is fun to watch Ball shoot those and knock them down.
The Hornets have gone 3 of 8 so far. Williams a screen on White. White against Miller. Pass to Okogie. And that's a foul. Called on Kevin Huerter. That's his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Miller on the wing. He's guarded by White. Shot clock at 6. Charlotte needs to get one up in a hurry. Fires for 3. Okogie's shot is off. Chicago leading. Three-pointer, Buzelis. Ball with the rebound. And here's Ball. He'll bring it up for Charlotte. Here's Miller. He drops it from range.
Love the confidence from this young man. Miller's so quick off the catch.
Chicago has gone 3 for 5 from deep so far in this matchup. Ball with it. Guarded now by Williams. Pass to Huerter. They set the screen. Ball outside. Over Williams. And Ball gets it to go. Ball's got 5 points.
Such an easy shot to miscalculate. Great confidence, though, out of Lonzo Ball.
And Richard, in a league where shooting has never been more valuable, it's great to have a player like Kevin Herter.
And he doesn't need the ball in his hands to be effective. Matter of fact, he's probably best when he's moving off the ball and causing confusion. He puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
Three-pointer, Buzelis. And so far in this one, 2 for 4.
And with a smooth shot like that, I expect Buzelis to hit a ton of three-pointers during his career.
Miller against White. The ball's knocked loose. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Collins. "35 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Williams a screen on Ball.
How about the footwork from Ball, making it tough to get by him?
No good from outside. It's Herter on the wing. Ball outside. Pass to Buzelis. Clock at 6. Over Williams. Williams grabs the board. Williams has got rebound number 5 here tonight. And Williams gets the bucket on the assist from Williams.
That's just smart basketball right there, finding a way to get a high percentage shot on offense.
Substitution on the court.
From the inbound. He got it up in time, but it would not fall for him. And at the end of one, and getting it going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
They've really been dialed in from deep. This is a team that has a ton of confidence in their outside shooting ability.
Yeah, also, you got to appreciate how unselfish they've been. I mean, the ball movement has been impressive, and the assist numbers are off the chart.
They've got Trey Mann, also Green out there, and it's Jeffries in at the 3. So that's the group out there for Charlotte. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Nikola Vucevic has seen a lot in his decade plus in the league, and he said the game has changed. Now you have centers that can pass, put the ball on the floor, make plays, and shoot threes, play like guards, and you can't get stuck in time. You have to be able to adjust.
Allie, he's certainly got the skill level. Now here's Giddey. And here's Vucevic. Williams with it, and Bridges picks him up defensively. Williams passes to Vucevic. Fader on the way. The rebound by Bridges.
Well, the defense didn't have any impact on that shot, but somehow he still misses it.
Pass to Diabate. Now here's Mann, defended by Horton Tucker. Lets it fly. Offensive rebound. Out to Bridges. Mann with it. Out to the right wing. Here's Jeffries. Fires in the triple. Jeffries has gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
Trading the lead back and forth, neither side is willing to back down.
I've been on the edge of my seat courtside. Man, this has been a barn burner.
Williams misses. The Hornets with a lead. It's Bridges on the wing. Well, Grant, we know non-shooting big men can clog the paint, but if they know where to move off the ball, that certainly helps.
Yeah, you know, big men who know those circle actions, like flashing to the open spot when their man gives help, they often end up with easy looks inside.
Now here's Giddey. No points yet.
Second personal foul. Second team foul.
Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. From deep, Giddey. The Hornets pull it in. Bridges outside. Shoots over Vucevic. Bridges misses. Bulls trail by 5. Pass to Williams. Launches it. Sinks that one after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
You can count on Vucevic to make a few clever handoffs. He sees what's happening at all times.
Here's Mann. Misses the 3. Used the pump fake well, but he couldn't capitalize. DeSumo on the wing. Three-pointer. The rebound by Bridges. And here's Bridges. He'll bring it up for the Hornets. In the second quarter, they've given up just 3 points. Hits the three-pointer.
I know what they say, defense wins championships, but you need some bucket getters too now.
Nails it from beyond the arc.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
Chicago has gone 2 of 6 from distance here in the second quarter. And the basket by Horton Tucker. And the chess match continues.
7 lead changes already, and we're still in the first half.
Pass to Diabate. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. For Chicago, they've gotten 5 of 8 attempts to drop since the second began. RJ, when you talk about Vucevic, is he the best NBA player ever to come from Switzerland?
There is an argument to be made. He has the most points by any Swiss-born player by far, and the only All-Star game appearances.
Now, here's Williams. He's got 6. Giddey finds Vucevic. Back to Giddey. 6 to shoot. The 3 is up. Connects from downtown. And now it's a 4-point Chicago lead.
Selfless player. Vucevic finding his man all alone.
And the basket by Bridges.
The three-point shot has been his weapon of choice this quarter.
For Chicago, they've gotten 4 of their first 9 shots to go here in the second. Giddey passes to Vucevic. Shoots over Bridges. And Vucevic gets it to go on the assist from Giddey. Giddey's got his 3rd assist of the night. There's 42 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Here's Jeffries. And it's cleared by Vucevic.
You got to move past that one. I mean, they'd want him to take that again.
Yeah, it's a great look for him. One they'll try and manufacture again. Those are the shots you want him to take.
From deep. Chicago with a rebound. Giddey's got his 4th rebound in this one.
And they can run out the clock here. No need to rush it.
Yeah, you don't have to be quick. You just have to be deliberate.
Vucevic, the pass to Horton Tucker. There's the 3. Doesn't go for him. He got it up. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Bulls out in front. They're up by 3. And we'll be right back after halftime to get the third quarter underway. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during halftime. Well, you look at Miles Bridges. Man, has he been playing well.
They've leaned on him to provide a lot of offense, and that's how he likes it.
He always wants to be a go-to guy for them. I'm sure he'll be calling for the ball even more in this half.
And so in the game for the Bulls, Buzelis out there with Zach Collins. Then it's Lonzo Ball. Then it's Kobe White. And it's Herter in at the 3. Now here's Williams. They set the pick. Pass to Miller. Back to Williams. And the layup falls.
And that's what you get from Brandon Miller. I mean, he can really whip passes there around the court.
Ball passes to Herter. Off target from outside. Charlotte trailing. Ball with it. Now guarded by White for the lead. Wow, how about the range of LaMelo Ball? Incredible game. This lead has been exchanged 8 times.
Tremendous show of will and resilience on both sides.
Collins outside. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own. Collins has got 6 points.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
Williams passes to Ball. Fires the 3. Collins with the rebound. The Bulls have gone just 1 of 3 in the second half. Outside White. Ball passes to Collins. Back to ball. Pass to Buzelis. Three-pointer. Williams grabs the board. Williams has got his 7th rebound here tonight. And you look at Matas Buzelis. Size, touch, feel for the game too, Greg.
Oh, B.A., he's a connector. We all love seeing those offenses where the ball doesn't stick. He's a guy who'll keep things moving.
Now here's Herter. Still no points. Over to the wing. Pulls it. Kept alive. Collins. The kick out to Ball. And there's a 3-second violation.
Just lost his head out there. It'll happen if you're pushing a little too hard.
Here's Ball. 12 points for him. Outside, Williams. The 3-ball. Collins with the rebound. Collins has got 5 rebounds in the game. Pass to Buzelis. Lets it go from deep. Sends it home from 3-point land. 9 points in the game. And it's amazing. Neither team has been able to hold the lead for any length of time.
Yeah, these guys are leaving it all on the floor tonight.
Now here's Miller. And he drops that one in. Miller's got 5. And so it's Collins who brings up the ball for the Chicago Bulls. It's a 1-point game. Pass to Herter. There's a screen. Lets the 3 fly. And the rebound goes to Charlotte. Williams has got his 8th rebound here tonight. Williams passes to Miller. 1:24 left in the 3rd quarter. Just 5 to shoot. Back to Williams. White with a steal. Outside Herter. Puts up a 3. Gets the 3-ball to go. Herter's gotten himself going with a triple. His first basket of the game.
Such a good facilitator. Ball has nice touch on that pass.
The drive by Miller. Pass to Okogie. And here's Ball. And there's the call on Lonzo Ball. That's his first foul.
Tough break for the defense. I mean, he took the hit, but he didn't get the call.
50 seconds left to play in the 3rd. Here's Ball. Miller outside. 6 on the shot clock. That shot is off. Excellent D there from Collins. Up top, White. Pass to Ball. Here's Buzelis. The Bulls need to get off a shot. White for 3. Pure from 3-point range.
3 points.
And it's a 5-point Chicago lead.
Well, you see, the ability to get the ball where it needs to go is what really stands out regarding Buzelis.
The kick out to Ball. He gets it up. And that's not going to go. Misses at the buzzer. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
Serving it up on a platter, that is a beautiful dish. And 2 teammates on the same page. Woo.
Man, I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the 4th quarter. We've got Josh Green. He's out there with Trey Mann. And it's Jeffries in at the 3, the small forward. That's the Hornets 5. From deep, Giddey. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Fast break. Here come the Hornets. Here's Jeffries. Off the mark there with a 3. Williams from long range. Diabate grabs the board. Hornets trail by 5. Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
Man misses.
Oh, man, he can't get anything to fall. You can feel his frustration.
Yeah, right now, he's just in his own head. Not much you can do to try and push through it.
Charlotte has gone 0 for 3 here in the fourth. From behind the arc. A nice shot by Jeffries.
Win or lose, this is the fight you want to see from your players.
You can't question the desire of these teams. It's going to be difficult for either side to get separation.
Now here's Vucevic. Williams with the screen. And Vucevic hits from deep. And the Bulls lead by 5.
You gotta love the response by Vuce. That's how you get your revenge.
Pass to Jeffries. From outside the arc. And again, Charlotte with the triple.
That's a clutch shot by a big-time shooter. And where's the D?
Now here's Vucevic. Back to Giddey. Pulls up. A rebound by Bridges. Bridges has got 4 rebounds now. And there's a whistle. That goes on Taylor Horton-Tucker. That's his first foul of the game. A new lineup here for Charlotte.
Substitution on the court.
Ball against Ball to take the lead. Chicago with a rebound. Buzelis has got 4 rebounds now. Herter from long range. Yes, sir, and it's Ball with the assist that time. Ball's got 3 assists now in this one.
The fast break triple. If I did that back in the day, I'd be headed to the bench.
Now here's Herter. Pass to Collins. Three-pointer, Buzelis. Another 3 for Chicago. And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for the Bulls.
Great heads-up defensive play tonight, creating offensive opportunities for themselves by forcing deflections.
And we also got to talk about the number of points they've scored in transition, just jumping all over the opposition in this regard.
Here's Buzelis to the left side wing. Ball left side. Pass to Buzelis. 6 to shoot. The 3. And the rebound goes to Charlotte. Williams has got 9 rebounds in the game. Boy, he's getting it done. They get it again. Williams a screen on Ball. And play stops. A whistle there on what looks like an illegal screen.
You're not going to fool the officials too often on an illegal screen.
That's a very avoidable turnover. You gotta focus on the details.
A minute and a half left to play in the fourth. Pass to Buzelis. It's Herter on the wing. They set the pick. Fires away from way outside. And the rebound goes to Charlotte.
Would you say testing the limits of his range there?
Yeah, he might have been feeling himself a little too much on that one. He can hit it, but not consistent.
Second team foul.
Miller with it. Now guarded by White. Fires the 3. Collins with the rebound.
That is not the shot they needed there. You gotta work it around and get a better look.
And once again, off the mark by Chicago. Pass to Miller. Fires the 3. Yes! And he's brought them within 2 points now.
And talk about stepping up in a big way.
What a huge play coming through when it matters most.
And there's the call on LaMelo Ball. That's his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
There's 39 seconds left in the game. For 3.
Yeah, excellent contest from Miller, wanting to alter as many shots as he can.
To tie it up. The kick out to Williams. Pass to Miller. Williams a screen on Herter. Back to Williams. And unable to get the go-ahead bucket there. Here's Collins going inside. Yeah!
And they just continue to attack, even late in the game, while they're up big.
If you want to be great, you have to have that killer instinct.
So it's the Bulls taking the W in a close one. They played the villain tonight, and they...
But eventually, I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it baked. Kinda like the view with the dice in the mirror, top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat back in the beer. Let him run, let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla. Let him eat,
And just a minute or two here for the players to get warmed up before this. It's Thursday night, and it's the end. You know, when you take a look at how these teams play, is it fair to expect a slower pace of the game?
I certainly think so, partner. I mean, both teams are extremely disciplined. They're not really interested in going up and down in a windshield wiper fashion. They value taking care of the ball and playing in the half court.
So the net starting five. We've got Nicholas Claxton, DeAnthony Melton out there with Cam Thomas. Then it's Johnson, and it's Sharp, and at the five. Now, here's Thomas. The offensive rebound. Johnson outside. Thomas is screen on Miller. Buries the long-range jumper.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Melton against Ball. Outside Williams. Picked by Williams. Fires from deep. And there's Williams. That's good on the assist from Ball.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets three, you fire three of your own. Boom.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Clark, we've all heard the comparisons. Brandon Miller plays a lot like a young Paul George.
And you know, it makes a ton of sense when you consider that Paul George is Brandon Miller's favorite player. So he spent a bunch of time studying how PG gets it done and putting those moves into his own book bag.
Offline with his three. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. Sinks the three-pointer.
You simply can't give Melton these chances. He'll punish you for it.
Here's Okogie. Thomas covering. Williams against Thomas. And a great move by Williams. Williams has got his second bucket of the night.
A total defensive collapse. I mean, no reason to allow him that kind of space from behind the arc.
Melton, no good. For Charlotte, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Pass to Williams. And stolen by Melton. Thomas with the ball. Melton finds Thomas. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. 5 on the clock. Johnson from outside. Rebound by Williams. Charlotte's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. They get it back. Outside, Ball. The tray. And the three ball is good.
The defense must honor Ball's three-point shot. He's more than ready to snipe away if you give him the opportunity to do so.
Outside Thomas. Up top Sharp. Pass to Claxton. Outside for Thomas. The Nets need to get a shot off here. Johnson for 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Johnson's got 6 points.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
Now here's Williams. He has 6. Shoots the 3. And it's the Hornets another 3.
And really, he came into the game with that long-range shot looking great. Boy, he could wind up with a crazy number of threes today.
Here is Thomas. He has yet to score. Ball feeling it out a bit. And DeAnthony Melton picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
Man, it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
Nets trail by 3. Johnson outside. Three-pointer. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Miller outside. No good from outside. The Nets shooting a pretty distressing 27% here in the early minutes. Johnson kicks to Thomas. Got a piece of it. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession. There's 21 seconds left in the first quarter. Williams, a screen on Claxton. A 3-ball. The rebound by Sharp. Here's Melton. Nailed from three-point land. Melton's got a couple of threes now in the first for Brooklyn. Just 4 seconds left here in the first quarter. He gets it up. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. What a performance from Grant Williams. And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. What stands out to you guys from the Hornets in this one?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the energy, the effort defensively, they put it all out there in that opening quarter.
Josh Green is out there with Trey Mann. Then it's Bridges. And it's Jeffries in at the 3 slot. So that's the Hornets 5. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Brooklyn with the ball. Russell passes to Martin. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Martin's got the lead up to 3 now for Brooklyn.
Yeah, you look at Russell, and one of the things I like most about his game is this guy has great vision and passing ability.
The 3, Bridges, and the rebound goes to Martin. The Nets shooting around 36%. They're just not able to finish consistently. Looking at the Hornets, Greg, they're still in pursuit of their first trip to the NBA Finals.
And, Kevin, I hope it happens soon because their fan base deserves it. They've stuck with this team through some difficult years. It's about time they get rewarded. That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
Man with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. Fires the 3. And again, the Hornets missing. Brooklyn leading by 6. Here's Jeffries. And the Hornets miss again.
Boy, I'm absolutely shocked he didn't get that one to go. Usually he's money from deep.
It's Martin on the wing. He has 6. Pass to Williams. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Quarter number 2. We're about 2 minutes in. Boy, he launched that one from way outside. Green's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Here's Clowney. And that's a foul. Called on Josh Green. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Johnson for 3. He can't get it to go. Hornets trail by 3. Bridges right side. That 3 off the mark. Brooklyn's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. Williams, that's good.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
And here's Bridges. He'll bring it up for the Charlotte Hornets. After 2 misses to start the game, he's on the board with that shot made. Clark, how much weight do players put on individual awards or something like an all-star nod?
You know, I think players always have a level of respect for each other, but awards help validate your level of respect. How you win, how you perform, consistency, and awards are typically well-earned and well-deserved. As a matter of fact, in most cases, they are well-earned and deserved, and players acknowledge that and respect that.
Man with it. Russell's there. Diabate. It's good. This game is all even. Diabate's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
Johnson surveying the floor. This one for 3. Diabate grabs the board. The Hornets have gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Here's Jeffries. A miss that time. Would have put him up. The Nets shooting a meager 37% for the game. Fouled beyond the... And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul.
After the review, at the line for the Nets is overturned. Keon Johnson.
Personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Nets leading by 3. Pass to Clowney. Kicks it out to Johnson. Johnson double teamed. Now here is Russell. There's the triple. Jeffries with the rebound. To the middle and stolen by Russell. And now Russell pushing it up. No one back to stop him. They grabbed their own miss. There's 25 seconds left to play in the first half. Clowney, good.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Bridges attacking. Plenty of space. And a little luck that time, but it drops.
Well, I tell you, Bridges doing a nice job there, and his teammates appreciate when he looks to get them involved.
The kick out to Williams. With the shot, good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Williams has got the lead back up to 6 now for the Nets.
Oof, that is a tough shot.
To the paint, here's Diabate. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And we finished one half of basketball. Nets lead by 6. We'll be back shortly live from Spectrum Center.
Please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the fan half-court shot.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Hornets trail by 6. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. They've got Cameron Johnson. Cam Thomas is out there with the Anthony Melton. Then there's Nicholas Claxton. And it's Sharp, and it's the pivot spot manning the middle. Williams, that's good.
You got to have a good basketball IQ to be effective. I love the decision to kick it out.
And what stands out most, Clark, about Mark Williams, it has to be his rebounding.
Yeah, he's a glass-eating machine, and on a per-minute basis, he's one of the best in the league at corralling boards. But he's had a little bit of an issue staying healthy. When he's on the floor, though, he gives them a real powerful presence up front.
Nets leading by 6. And the call will be against LaMelo Ball. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Melton against Ball. Pass to Johnson. And stolen by Miller.
You could tell it was almost tunnel vision on that pass. Had no idea where the defender was.
Bounce pass from Sharp. Beyond the arc. And the Nets, another 3.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
First team foul.
And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. Ball with a wide open look. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Ball's got 6.
Ball will not let his opponent just own the arc. He can knock it down from there, too. So competitive.
Now Melton. 9 points in the game so far. Kicks it out to Johnson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From outside, off the mark. Hornets trail by 6. Miller outside. No good with the triple.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
And he's got to find other ways to contribute then, because his shot making is not happening right now.
And it's Miller with the jam.
Add that to the highlight reel for Miller. I'm sure it'll grow quickly.
Pass to Sharp. Now Claxton. And Thomas has it in the corner. Claxton sets the screen for Thomas. Back to Claxton. Over Williams. Rebound by Williams. Charlotte's gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. Miller with a wide open look. Second shot opportunity. It'll go, and the Nets lead is cut down to 2 on the bucket from Williams.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
Johnson outside. Pass to Sharp. And again, no good by Brooklyn. For Charlotte, they've gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Miller, the pass to Okogie. Miller with a screen on Thomas. And the basket by Okogie.
Boy, because of his athleticism, when Josh Okogie is knocking down the three-point shot, he is really uber dangerous.
Now, here's Melton. He's got 9. Johnson for 3. Hits the three-point bomb. Johnson's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Drills it from outside. And the Hornets lead by 1.
Well, you know, it's obvious that Ball knows exactly how to work the angles. He gets the ball to a wide-open shooter just about every time.
Gets it to go. That one good for Melton. Guys, we're not through 3 quarters of play, but 6 lead changes already in this one.
Yeah, competitive, and I think we all can agree that we thought this would be the type of game that would come down to the end. You're not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
So a whole new group on the floor now for Charlotte. They set the screen from deep. Green trains the three-pointer. Green's got 6.
This team really feeds off of one another in terms of their energy.
Perhaps the case simply that some kind of motivational speeches at halftime got both of these teams fired up.
That one drops for him. And it's 8 points for Martin.
Yeah, well done to finish that one off.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Diabate. Deflects the pass and stolen by Russell. Here's the teardrop. Bucket is good. He's got 5.
On the fast break, D'Angelo gets a good release down court. Finishes the job there.
Bridges deciding where to go with it. Here's Mann. And he trained. The ball was out of his hand in time. Well, we thought the third quarter was over, but it turns out the officials are going to review the play to see if he released the ball before the buzzer.
And the NBA Replay Center in Secaucus is queuing it up, and even before we...
And as we conclude the third quarter, what a game, neither team giving ground. Hornets on top, up 1. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And how about about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Hey, that was a high-level pass no matter what position it came from. But it does make it stand out a little more when it's made by the big fella.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. We've got Green. He's out there with Trey Mann. And it's Bridges in at the 4 spot. So that's the group out there for Charlotte. Johnson against Green. Here's Jeffries. Off target with his 3. And it's Russell with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Johnson against Bridges. And Johnson with the stop.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think.
That's exactly how you send it. 2 hands and down.
That is good. And the Nets lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Jeffries. And the Nets shooting straight 49% from the field. Williams has a screen for Russell. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, you know, the officials aren't nearly as lenient as they used to be on that call. As a matter of fact, I know I got away with a lot of those in my playing days, but that was 40 years ago.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight, neither team giving an inch.
Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go.
Russell with it. Now Green defending. Johnson sets the screen for Martin. And there's a foul called on Trey Mann. That's his first foul.
Substitution on the court.
Taken away by Williams. Miller, right side. And Miller throws it down hard.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Exactly. I mean, when you're running neck to neck, those kinds of mistakes tip the scale.
Melton against Bridges. Pocket 6, and stolen by Miller. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. And a miss there on the triple. Nets trail by 4. Here he goes. Martin for 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Confident and composed on the three-point shot at a critical juncture.
Out to Miller. It's up a 3. A rebound by the Nets. Sharp's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Claxton. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Claxton's got his first basket. Boy, right down to the wire here. Still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, and after all the energy both sides have expended, both teams still hungry for the win.
Bridges, no one around him. 3-pointer. Drains it from beyond the arc. And the Hornets lead by 2.
These moments are made for Miles Bridges. He wants to have the ball in his hands and makes big plays at big time.
Melton finds Martin. Back to Melton. Martin with the screen for Melton. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Outside ball. To Bridges. Pass to Miller. Bridges sets the screen for Miller. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. He takes it up and lays it in.
Already, Miller showing he has no problem in the big moments. How about the gut from that young man?
Johnson, the pass to Claxton. Johnson with it. Bridges covering.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
And Anthony Melton picks up the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. There's 49 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Miller with a screen on Melton.
I do not know if there's a more confident family in the NBA. Ball wants the ball when it matters most.
Here's Melton to the inside. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession.
Gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Clearly a careless pass. He got away with one there.
Johnson kicks to Melton. Inside, Bridges with the steal. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock.
And Ball ready for these moments, showing he wants the rock in his hands. Love it.
Here's Melton. Misses the tray. Ball with it. Fires the three. Off on that one. And so it's the Hornets who come out on top. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous.
matchup features two teams that are elite when it comes to rebounding, Doris.
You know, there was a point at which, BA, it felt like rebounding was almost, especially on the offensive end, de-emphasized. Now you're getting back to a point where understanding dominating the defensive backboards. It means finishing your possession defensively and offensively creating more opportunity. It's an important aspect on both ends.
Now the opening lineup for the Brooklyn Nets. We've got Cam Thomas. He's out there with DeAnthony Melton. Johnson is out there with Nicholas Claxton. And it's Clowney in at the four-man position. Now here's Thomas. The three is up. The kick out to Johnson from deep three-point range. Fires from deep. And he's in the books. Now 1 for 2.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
Here's Ball. Oh, sweet move. And he lays it up and in.
And I like the mix of power and agility Ball uses inside. One way or another, he's going to get a shot.
Doris, someone who plays within himself. Nick Claxton knows what his team wants from him.
There's real value in a player understanding his role, and that's Nick Claxton. Sprint the floor, rebound, rim protect. He knows who he is and what puts him on the floor.
Buzelis' shot is good.
I think it's great to see that kind of confidence in a young guy like Buzelis.
Melton passes to Johnson. Lets the three fly. And it's Chicago with a board. Here's Buzelis. Here's Collins. Pass to Horton Tucker. Three-pointer, Buzelis. The rebound by Melton. For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 of 6 to open up this game. And Claxton gets the bucket. And so here is Chicago. 4-point game. Up top Ball. Melton covers. Three-pointer, Buzelis. That one won't fall. He's 1 for 3 on the day. For Brooklyn, they've gone just 3 for 7 here at the start. Tipped away. Ball against Johnson. The offensive rebound. Outside Horton Tucker. White with a screen on Thomas. Horton Tucker, the pass to Ball. 5 on the clock. The Bulls need to get off a shot. Three-pointer, Buzelis gets it to drop. Now 2 of 4.
And with a smooth shot like that, I expect Buzelis to hit a ton of three-pointers during his career.
Johnson for 3. Buzelis grabs the board. Chicago's gone 2 of 5 from deep. There's 1:54 left in the first quarter here. Outside Horton Tucker. Another 3 for Chicago.
And I'll tell you what, for his size, just about 7 feet, Buzelis is a pretty good passer.
Well, the last time the Bulls won a playoff series was back in 2015, Graham.
That was back when Butler and Rose were their leading scorers. And it just shows you just how long it's been. But they've been stuck in mediocrity ever since. And right now, they are desperate for a breakthrough season. Now, you want to get him going as soon as possible. Great way for him to start this game.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
Now here's Horton Tucker. Another 3 for Chicago.
And adding to this lead right now, riding a wave of momentum.
But if you continue to execute at both ends, you can build on this lead.
And the three-pointer goes.
Oh, nice looking shot. I mean, especially from that deep.
Pass to Buzelis. Collins with a screen on Claxton. Buzelis kicks it out to Collins. From deep. Claxton with a rebound. Claxton's got 4 rebounds in the game. Three-pointer. Good work defensively by White.
Yeah, you know, he usually makes you pay from that range.
Here's Buzelis. Now here's White. 2-second difference between shot and game clock. Pass to Johnson. From downtown. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Here's the break. And there's the screen. Three-pointer, Buzelis. They get it back. Takes the three. Offense is coming free and easy as we wrap up the first. It's the Bulls. If you're just joining us, we played through one quarter in this one. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going so far for the Bulls.
Well, they found a groove, and it's from distance, so knocking them down from the three-point land never hurts.
And the other thing that's working for them tonight, getting out into the open floor. A lot of the damage coming in transition.
Williams and Vucevic are inside. Josh Giddey out there with Dosunmu. And it's Herter in at the three. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Now here's Giddey. Spins. Up top, Vucevic. This shot's good on the assist by Giddey.
Well, what anticipation from the Montenegrin center. Vucevic reading the defense well on the catch and shoot.
Russell from outside. And it's cleared by Vucevic. Bulls leading by 7. Left side, Herter. Back to Giddey. Vucevic against Sharp. From the arc. Rebounded by Johnson.
Well, he's a quality mid-range shooter, but he can't get that one to go.
Russell from outside. Gets the three to fall. Russell's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Vucevic, a screen on Russell. Giddey passes to Vucevic. Launches the three. Brooklyn pulls it in. Johnson with it. Guarded now by Williams. And the foul on Patrick Williams. That's his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Now off the inbound. And Russell with the lay-in. Russell's got 5 points in the quarter.
This guy an effortless scorer. Outside, inside, in between. Dynamic scorer is D'Angelo Russell.
Williams in the post. Williams defending. It's Giddey on the wing. And stolen by Williams. It's Martin on the wing. They set the screen. The kick out to Johnson. The three is up. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Listen, even average three-point shooters are going to make that shot. Defense must be better.
Well, the Nets are still feeling the ramifications of trading for James Harden, Doris.
Well, BA, consider in that trade they gave away Jared Allen, Karis LeVert, and 4, count them, 4 first-round picks for a total of just 80 games played for James Harden. The reverberations are still being felt.
Harden with the bucket.
Have to love the ball distribution. Keep everyone involved.
Giddey passes to Vucevic. Ooh, nothing falling for them right now. Brooklyn leading by 4. Pass to Williams. Fires for 3. And it's cleared by Vucevic. And Giddey has got the ball here for the Bulls. Things just don't seem to be clicking for them offensively.
Yeah, they really need to find a way to get back on track.
Vucevic in the post. And the power finish by Vucevic.
He's got the size to make that an easy finish. Vucevic, deep position, and he's golden.
From deep, Johnson. Chicago with a rebound. And about 3 minutes played now in the second quarter. There's Herter with the three. Knocks it down from distance. Herter's got his first 3 points of the game.
You simply must play better defense than that. This guy is too good from distance.
Lets it go from deep. And it's cleared by Vucevic. The Bulls have gone 3 for 7 here in the second quarter. Back to Giddey. 4-3. He can't get it to go. Brooklyn trailing. Johnson on the wing. He's covered by Dosunmu. Snatched away. Down low. Lays it in off the pretty lob. And the Bulls lead by 3.
Just a perfect pass and some pretty slick body control on the finish, too.
Man, that's butter.
Good decision making. Scopes the situation, puts the pass right on the mark.
Now here's Giddey. He's scoreless. Vucevic with it. There's the three. And it's Martin with the rebound.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Russell from outside. Giddey with a defensive effort. A chance to go 2 for 1.
And you really must play this just right.
Williams, a screen on Sharp. Three-pointer, Vucevic.
First personal foul. Third team foul.
Outside Herter. The three. Counted from distance. Herter's got 6 points in the quarter.
He really hooked the defender with that pump fake. It worked to perfection.
Giddey passes to Vucevic. Herter with it. Let's go with a three. And he can't get that one. Here's Martin. Knocks down the triple. Martin's gotten his third basket of the night.
The three-point shot has been his weapon of choice this quarter.
It's all tied in Chicago. We'll take a quick break and then get you back to the action.
29. The net. 29. Fans, please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the fan half-court shots.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, this second half could turn out to be a great one, as both teams trying to gain an edge. You know, Grant, with the Nets, there was so much optimism just a few years back.
And it was just too bad to see things go south. It's a reminder that nothing is as easy as it seems in the NBA. Even with a superstar roster, things don't always work out.
Kicking off the second half, here's Jordy Fernandez's five. DeAnthony Melton out there with Cameron Thomas. Then there's Johnson. Then it's Nicholas Claxton. And it's Clowney in at power forward. Just 4 to shoot. Jacks up a three. Here's Buzelis. There's a whistle. That goes on DeAnthony Melton. That'll be a second foul of the game.
Second team foul.
White for three. Hits the trifecta. White's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three.
Such a multi-talented threat on the offensive end, and you love his confidence.
Melton outside. Tried to come right back with a three of his own, but it's no good. Pass to Buzelis. And there's a pick. Back to Ball. White on the wing. Three-pointer. No good on the shot. Nets trail by 3. Here's Clowney. He buries it from 3.
No defender within 5 feet of him, just inviting him to shoot the three. That's a dangerous proposition.
And the basket by Horton Tucker.
Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Thomas, that's good. And Ball will bring it up here for the Bulls. Pass to Buzelis. Tries the spin move. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
First personal foul.
All right, Grant, give it to us straight here. What's the deal with star treatment in the NBA?
Star treatment? What is that, B.A.? No, I think some players have a reputation which might help them on 50-50 calls. And you could argue that some players have a reputation that hinders them on the 50-50 calls. So it really just all depends. He is just so deadly from out there. You expect that to fall.
There's Ball with a three. On target from range. Ball's got his second basket on the night.
Nice quick trigger from Ball right there. Good at sizing up the defense and knowing when to shoot off the pass.
There's the screen by Johnson. Here's Melton. Ball with the rebound. Ball's got 4 rebounds now. For 3, Collins. Clowney pulls it in. Nets trail by 5. Melton outside. Pass to Thomas. They set a pick. The steal. And now the Bulls in transition. White for three. It's good. And the assist that time from Ball. White's got 6 in the quarter.
A mistake by the defense. You can't let Ball's teammates get open because he will find them.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
So Chicago ends up going with a new group. Chicago with the ball. They're on a 13-5 run. DeSumo outside. Pass to Williams. This one for three. Rebound Brooklyn. Sharp's got his 4th rebound in this one. Martin right side. Lobs it up. Deflected. And they're on the run. From deep, Giddey. Vucevic against Sharp. Fadeaway. Hits the rim on the way in, and the bucket is good. And it's a 10-point Chicago lead.
This guy, a strong rebounder who uses his frame well. Vucevic has a knack for being in the right spot.
From deep, Giddey. The rebound by the Nets. Sharp's got a rebound number 5 here tonight. Left side, Johnson. And stolen by Herter. Giddey with it. Now Sharp defending. Williams from long range. Knocks down the long J. Williams has got 5 now. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Bulls.
Well, their D has been a major story tonight. I mean, those steals and putting pressure on the ball, clogging the passing lanes, impressive.
And you also have to love the way they've gotten out and run in transition. A ton of good chances tonight simply from being willing to run the floor.
A volume 3-point shooter. The coaching staff encourages Russell to fire away.
Herter, a screen on Sharp. Vucevic, the pass to Giddey. Back to Vucevic. Here's the 3. That one falls. Nice feed that time from Giddey. Giddey's got 4 assists now tonight.
Mr. Vucevic has elite range for a big man. He will punish you from downtown if you let him.
And there's the foul. It's on Ayo DeSumo. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
Martin outside. Takes a 3. It's hauled in by Herter. There's the triple. No good. Would have counted had it gone. And here at the end of the 3rd, it's a double-digit ball game. And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Nets trail by 13. Williams and Vucevic are inside. DeSumo is out there with Josh Giddey. And it's Herter in at the 3. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. And for Chicago, they're shooting at 45% of the game so far. DeSumo for 3. Sharp grabs the miss. Johnson for 3. And that's good for 2.
See, to me, the more D'Angelo Russell passes the basketball, the better his team is. Encouraging to see him focus on it.
The kick out to Williams. Back to Vucevic. And rejected. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. Off the inbound, it's Giddey on the wing from behind the arc. 3 seconds left. And they'll get another chance. DeSumo, the pass to Vucevic, beyond the arc. And again, no good by Chicago.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots. Opportunistic basketball. It's a great look at the 3 in transition.
Bulls leading by 8. Outside Herter. Williams with the screen. Martin against Herter. Back to Giddey. Up and over Russell. Sharp grabs the miss. Sharp's got 7 rebounds in the game. Here's Martin. And the Nets, another 3.
Terrific energy at both ends to sustain this run.
They found their composure on both ends of the floor, and that is what triggered this run.
Now here's Herbert. And once again, off the mark by Chicago. And another fast break for Brooklyn. The Nets on the move. Pass to Martin. The three ball. Chicago with a rebound. 13 points was their biggest lead of the game. Now here's Dosunmu, covered by Johnson. Dosunmu, the pass to Vucevic. Oh, they get a hand on it. He's got a clear path. Here's Martin. Cashes in the corner three. And now it's just a 2-point Chicago lead. And a look at how the hustle game has been going for Brooklyn.
Their defensive intensity has served them well. It kept the offense scrambling and resulted in several steals.
I think one of the things that also strikes me is their activity forcing turnovers, coming up with steals. It has really shaped the tenor of this game.
Now here's Johnson to take the lead. Williams grabs the board. And Giddey has got the ball here for the Bulls. Looking to get on the board here in the fourth still. And there's the foul. It's on D'Angelo Russell. That's foul number 2 for him. So Brooklyn going with almost an entire new group here. Nick Claxton, he's checked in for Sharp. Clowney comes in for Williams. Johnson, he's checked in for Johnson. And it's Melton in for Russell. Here's Horton Tucker. Kicks it out to Collins. Shot clock at 5. Another miss. Boy, they're in a funk right now. Brooklyn has gone 3 of 6 from downtown so far in the fourth. Pass to Melton. Here's Clowney. Now Claxton. Melton outside to take the lead. Sinks the tray. Melton's gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game.
That's exactly the kind of shooting you need down the stretch to win games.
Here's Buzelis. The kick out to Ball. Drops in the 3.
Easy to understand why they leave Ball out here in these moments. He knows how to deliver.
Martin outside. Puts up a 3. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
That deflates the crowd in an instant. Way to take back the momentum.
Here's Ball. Pass to Buzelis. Back to Ball. And he sinks it.
Big time shot, sending his teammates into a frenzy.
I'll tell you, these guys have worked so hard together. Everyone pulling in the same direction. Beautiful to watch.
Now here's Melton. Outside Johnson. Launches it. Collins with the rebound.
I'll tell you, this has not been his game, and he's making it worse with shot selection like that.
Here's Buzelis driving to the basket. Collins inside. Money!
You have to be kidding me.
Wow, that's how you take things into your own hands. Now the Nets with it. They're on a 17-7 run. Johnson a screen on Ball. Johnson on the wing. Fires from deep. Can't knock in the 3.
Ooh, he really came close to leveling the score there.
Oh, he had it in his sights. He wanted it. That bucket would have been huge. But more and more you see big men working on the outside shot.
All right, Allie, thank you.
But eventually, I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm the menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it baked. Kinda like the view with the dice and me, top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat back and let me still. Let him run, let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla.
fun one, a clash at the center position.
Yeah, and Kevin, the way the game has changed, we don't see these kind of big men matchups much anymore. And so it's great to see one where two great big guys going at it, and they're going to go after each other.
And Stan, you know what you're talking about. You've had the opportunity to coach some great big men.
Oh, I have. I had Shaquille O'Neal, Dwight Howard, Andre Drummond. I seem to always have good centers.
So let's take a look at the Charlotte starting lineup. The guard spots filled in by Ball and Miller. Grant Williams is out there with Williams, and it's Okogie in at the small forward position. Now here's Vucevic. White the pass to Horton Tucker. Back to White. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. In the corner, it's Buzelis. Gets to the corner and buries it.
Oh, smart pass there, setting up Buzelis in a position to cash in.
Greg, one thing you notice, we were just talking about this with the Hornets in recent years, a lot of changing lineups.
And you expect that with the team, with where they're at. They're looking for any advantage game to game and trying to build that identity as a franchise.
Now White, following the miss by LaMelo Ball from deep. That misses, so no good on his first attempt of the night. From outside the arc, connects from three-point range. Ball's got 6 points.
And Ball continues to show he can drain threes. The defense must adjust or he is going to keep doing damage. Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Williams, a screen on White. Miller kicks to Williams. 5 on the clock. The Hornets need to get a shot off here. That's tipped.
Making good use of his length. Buzelis able to track down the block that time.
Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Offensive rebound. Pass to Okogie. There's a screen by Williams. Okogie misses. The Bulls have gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. They get the rebound. Charlotte has gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from three-point range so far in the first.
Doesn't register as a block, but he did everything you want defending that shot.
Well, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
Lets it go from deep. Rebound by Williams. Williams has got 4 rebounds in this game. Ball dishes to Miller. Back to Ball. Here's the 3. And Vucevic pulls it down.
I'm shocked that it didn't turn into 3 points. He makes you pay on those nearly every time.
White wide open. He fires. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Charlotte in the lead.
2 minutes.
Williams sets a screen for Ball. Buries it from three-point range. Ball's got 9.
Ball shooting for might not be textbook, but all that matters is that it's effective.
One thing about LaMelo Ball, he can really take over at times, Greg, when he's healthy and playing well.
And a lot of that is just his feel for the game. He processes quickly and then has the talent to execute. It's pretty hard to stop him when he's in the flow.
Here's Ball. Following the three-point basket by Chicago.
And you can tell he's looking for his shot. He just believes in it.
Well, yeah, and the defense is going to have to respond to that and chase him off the arc.
Buzelis with the ball. He's guarded by Williams. Buzelis sets a screen for Ball. Fires for 3. The shot by Buzelis, no good. And so it's Ball who brings the ball up for the Hornets. They lead by 4. Jacks up a 3, and another 3 for Charlotte.
And we've come to expect big things from LaMelo offensively. He loves to attack you on that end.
Ball kicks to Vucevic. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Charlotte leading by 7. There's a screen by Williams. Okogie misses. Bulls have gotten just 3 of their first 9 shots to go down in this game. Ball with a wide open look. A three-pointer is right on target.
And Ball has tremendous confidence in that shot. As soon as the pass hits his hands, he's ready to pull up.
Here's Okogie. Hasn't made one yet. The kick out to Ball. Shot clock at 6. Driving in, and Ball slams it in.
I mean, if the defender is going to play off like that, then you know what's going to happen. There are going to be points put on the board.
LaMelo Ball getting it done for the Charlotte Hornets. And he continues to torment. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And let's quickly break down the game, guys, we've been watching from the Hornets.
I know it's early, but all those three-pointers, boy, do they add up.
And with each made 3, their confidence continues to build. Their opposition might want to change their approach to try to slow them down.
So on the floor for Charlotte to start this second quarter, we've got Bridges. Trey Mann is out there with Josh Green. And it's Diabate in at the center. Bridges against Williams. Lets the 3 fly. Jeffries can't get it to go. Chicago trailing here. Williams passes to Giddey. From past the arc. No good that time. Charlotte's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight, 5 of 12. So, Stan, let me take you back to the 95-96 NBA season. It was your first year as an NBA assistant. And, of course, the Bulls winning 72 games in that season. Unbelievable.
They were incredible, but one of my great memories in that season, the day of the trade deadline, we sent out 5 guys, brought in 5 new guys. We had to play the Bulls that night. Only one of those players made it in. We had only 8 guys available, some guys who had hardly played for us. Rex Chapman had an unbelievable game, and we beat Michael Jordan's Bulls on that night.
Oh, what a great story. And Giddey gets it to go.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Here's Jeffries. On the wing, man. And there's the call on Kevin Huerter. That is his first. Folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
The play is under video review under NBA rules. 2 minutes are allowed to review the play.
Action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively and involving the coaches by being able to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Huerter with a screen on Green. Here's Giddey. Another 3 for Chicago.
Yet another 3. Once we hit the second quarter, it just seems as if those threes just started to fall like raindrops.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Bulls leading by 3. On deep, Huerter. And that comes off the assist by Giddey. Huerter's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Bridges sets the screen for Green. Out to Bridges. With the fadeaway. It's hauled in by the Bulls. One thing this team likes about Miles Bridges, Greg, he plays a lot. He's always there.
And Kevin, on a couple occasions, Bridges has been near the top in minutes played. He's got that strong 6'7" frame, and it holds up well over the season.
Hornets trail by 6. Pass to Mann. From deep. Knocks down the 3 ball. Mann's got 5 points so far.
Terrific ball movement leading to the basket. You love to see it.
Giddey the pass to Collins. Now, here's Dosunmu. He's guarded closely. No good. That's miss number 2. He's 1 for 3. On the wing, man. Giddey defending. Green, the screen. And the foul called on Josh Giddey. That is his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
Here's man. Giddey defending. For 3, Bridges. It's rebounded by Giddey. The Bulls leading by 3. Dosunmu with it. Bridges covering. Collins wide open. He fires. No good on the 3. For Charlotte, they've gone just 33% from the field in what's been a cold second quarter for them. Just 3 of 9. And out of bounds is Chicago gains possession. Here's Giddey. 9 points in the game so far. Williams has a screen for Giddey. Pass to Williams from deep three-point land. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take that shot. Might not always fall.
That's one of those heat check shots, and heat check is a synonym for bad shot.
The 3. Herter, no good. Hornets trail by 3. On the wing, Green. The shot goes down and it gets this game back to even. Green's got a pair of triples in the second now for the Hornets. Giddey with it. Collins, a screen on Green. Giddey gets to Collins. And so it's Josh Giddey making things happen for the Bulls. And it was from three-point range where he did the most damage. He knocked down 3 in that quarter. We come back right after this. Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. Man, we're seeing a tremendous game from LaMelo Ball.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
Yeah, it's not like he's getting everything at the rim. He's playing smart and just taking what the defense gives him.
I've got Vucevic, Talen Horton-Tucker out there with Buzelis. And it's Kobe White, and it's Ball in at the point. That's Billy Donovan's 5 as we get going here in the second half. Williams a screen, just 5 to shoot. Miller, that's for 2. Chicago grabs the miss.
And that is the exact type of opportunity this offense is looking to create.
Yeah, quality offense will serve you well in the long run. You can't settle for bad shots.
Left side, Ball. Launches a 3. Rebound by the Bulls. Vucevic has got his 5th rebound in this one. And when you talk to people about the Bulls, GA, Michael Jordan's shadow still looms large over this team and organization.
And Kevin, they haven't won a championship before or since he was in Chicago. They've had plenty of good players, Derrick Rose and MVP, Jimmy Butler as well, but the results haven't been there.
Williams has a screen for Ball. For 3. Slides through for his 7th basket in 11 tries.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from there.
For the 3. The shot by Buzelis, no good. For Charlotte, they've gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Williams has a screen for Ball. Pass to Okogie. Outside Williams. On the wing, Miller. Williams has a screen for Miller. And another 3 for Charlotte.
Loves hitting those threes, especially off movement. It makes Miller so tough to defend.
Buzelis with the ball. White, a screen on Williams. Outside, White. Horton-Tucker in the corner. This one for three. And the Bulls with another miss. Charlotte leading by 3. Outside Williams. Here's Okogie. He's covered by Ball. Pass to Williams. Charlotte moving it around. The tray. Rebounded by Vucevic. Vucevic has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Traps in the tray. White's got it all tied up now for the Bulls. Stan, isn't it terrific? We're seeing these great stars in the NBA extending their careers more than ever before.
We certainly are, Kevin, and it's great for the league. The league keeps getting younger, though. These guys come into the league earlier, but I think what players have learned, it's not even just the basketball part. It's the strength and conditioning. It's the nutrition. They've taken care of themselves better, and that allows them to last longer.
Pass to Okogie. Stolen by Ball. And it's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. So Chicago ends up going with the new group.
Substitution on the court.
1:12 left in the third. Fires the 3. And the Bulls with another miss. Charlotte has gone 2 of 5 with the 3-point shot since coming out of the break. And the foul called on Ayo Dosunmu. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Green in the post. Defended by Dosunmu. Bridges a screen on Herter. Man. And the 3 ball is good. Man's got 8 points.
Well, the defense gave that away. He's a skilled shooter who you have to contest up the arc.
Collins, good.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a 3-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
They're capable of scorching you from the perimeter. When Bridges has a great look, he takes advantage.
Now here's Dosunmu, defended by Man. From deep, Herter. Diabate grabs the board. Charlotte leading by 3. Pass to Bridges. Now Man. Back to Bridges. 3-pointer. The offensive rebound. Here's Man. No good on the last second attempt there. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Yeah, it's pretty to watch. It's great to have so many big men in the NBA who can dish it like this.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. Setting the floor for the Hornets. Trey Mann is out there with Josh Green. Then it's Bridges. And it's Jeffries in at the 3. Here's Man. Giddy defending. Bridges inside the 3-point line. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Bulls trail by 5. Here's Giddy. And the 3 off target. Charlotte shooting pretty well at 46% from the floor. For 3, Bridges. They kick it out to Green. From outside the arc. Good on the triple. Green's got the lead up to 8 now for the Hornets.
And for the defense, that is a heart-sinking moment when you see him that wide open from beyond the arc.
And there's the bucket from Dosunmu. For Charlotte, they've gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Bridges outside. Pass to Green. Kick by Bridges. Clock at 4. Here is Jeffries. That's tipped. The second chance effort. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
Well, the analytics don't like it, but if the defense is giving it up, I like that shot selection despite the miss.
And here's Herter outside. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Now, man, a three. They kick it out to Green. Pass to man. Here is Jeffries. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. And the Hornets lead by 8.
Assisted buckets. Every team wants them. They show you're running effective team offense.
Defensively, you can't back off him that much. You don't want to give up easy threes at this stage of the game.
Green kicks to Bridges. They set the pick from deep. Collins grabs the miss.
Defensive breakdown there, and they got lucky. He's not going to miss too many of those.
Herter passes to Giddey. Lets it go from deep. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Bridges got 4 rebounds now tonight. A 3 ball. It's good from long range.
Well, that's just excellent offense. If the defense is giving that up, you've got to take it.
Collins finds Herter. And they come right back with their own 3-pointer. Herter's got a couple of 3-pointers now in the 4th for the Bulls. On the wing, man. He's guarded by Williams. Herter passes to Williams. Back to Herter. 6 to shoot. There's a screen. Chicago needs to get off a shot here. Dosunmu's shot is off. An even 3-on-3 break. Here's Jeffries, and it's the Hornets another 3.
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Yeah, and at this point, the focus is take care of the ball, no needless fouls, and no threes.
Pass to man. Beyond the arc. Collins grabs the miss. Chicago with the ball. Trailing here by 8. There's a screen by Collins. Herter on the wing. And the foul called on Josh Giddey. That's foul number 2 for him.
Personal foul. First team foul. Substitution on the court.
And a deep 3 from Ball. And so it's Charlotte with the win. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time GA.